Good morning to the ones standing at the edge of the new between what has been and what is demanding to emerge. To the builders, the ones who've dared to open shop in hard places. To those who've counted customers one by one and felt every drop in volume like a wound to the body. To those brave enough to work with what they have, to deliver dignity in sacks of flour, sweat, and silence. And to those who are being taught, not by books, but by tension. I speak to you today not as a lecturer, but as a reminder of what you already know, but may have forgotten in the noise, because this is the call of the hour. Do not respond to pressure. Build with it. I build with the energy, not against it. Business is not just numbers, it's rhythm, and every rhythm is fueled by a force. You've tasted the Mars cycle before: fire, movement, aggression, conquest. That was when things swelled. That was when customers lined up and the gate was always half open before sunrise. But now you're in Saturn. And Saturn doesn't reward movement. Saturn rewards structure. Most people don't recognize the difference. They treat all seasons the same. But builders who endure, those who last more than a season, they learn to construct based on the energy present. Let's be clear. When your business drops, that is not the end. It is the beginning of a lesson. What is the energy teaching you now? If Saturn is pressing on you, then you must press into it, not through hustle, but through ritual. What does this mean practically? Tighten your morning routine, refine your spiritual discipline, clean your metrics, ask, what is happening now that has never happened before? If something is new, then Saturn is teaching. Pay attention. The energy isn't random, it's a mirror, and your role is to become intentional in its presence. Stop being tossed like a leaf in the wind. When you wake up reacting to the needs of the day, you're forfeiting leadership. The ancient text says it plainly. Tossed to and fro by every wind. No, not you. Not anymore. This is your time to anchor. Tension is the proof of your target. If you feel tension right now in your business, it's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you've identified a target. Growth without pressure is fantasy. Write this down. You are not under attack. You are under instruction. What happens when volume drops? Panic? No. The mature operator says, what must I test now? What systems must I pressure until they break? Because if they break here, they'll shatter when scaled. That's the difference between a business owner and an architect. The former reacts, the latter designs. You want commercial partnerships, global expansion, investment from beyond your borders? Then show me your infrastructure. If your idea for expansion, online sales, delivery, packaging came to you in a whisper, then you need to make it scream through execution. Did one of your team members improvise something that worked? Don't congratulate them and move on. Document it, systematize it, build around it. If you find that one week customers ordered online more than they came physically, don't smile. Scale it, test it, push it. Ask, what happens if I triple volume? Can my system hold? Can my team hold? Pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is the measure of readiness. 3, you are always being watched by the mirror of your market. Let's shift lenses. You think you're observing your customers? No, they are observing you. Their behavior is a mirror. If 300 people interact with your mill each week, then you have 300 reflections of how your energy, structure, and routines are affecting the environment. You are in a social mirror, my friend, and every customer is casting back a signal. What are they telling you? When business drops, what patterns in people rise? When you shifted from Mars to Saturn, did your customers slow down? Did they inquire more? Did they respond differently to your voice? If so, that's not anecdotal, that's diagnostic. The energy moves through people. And if you are observant, you'll see that your surroundings are your data. This is field intelligence, not emotion. You're not just in business, you're in the business of reading the room of reality. And this requires more than gut instinct, it requires active reflection. So here's your ritual for the week. Mark the energy, write it on your calendar, Saturn, week 2. Observe what's new. New thoughts, new ideas, new problems. Name what you're building, website, delivery system, packaging strategy. Test what breaks under pressure, respond by building, not reacting. Title, The Builder's Mandate, Learning to Construct in the Presence of Pressure. Rooted in the business realities of product expansion, infrastructure readiness, and commercial pressure. Top 5V, the commercial shift from community mill to scalable model. Let's speak plainly. If you're still thinking of yourself as just a mill, you're missing the assignment. You are transitioning from a service location to a commercial engine. That means product, not just people, systems, not just effort. And here's where the pressure speaks clearly. Your packaging is too small for your vision. Let's break that down. You are operating with bags that serve your current traffic. They serve your current neighborhood, but they cannot carry you into the supermarket aisle. They cannot cross borders. They cannot convince Kenya Bureau of Standards. Why? Because your presentation doesn't match your potential. Let that sink in. What you package reflects what you believe about your business. Okay. So if you package something simply because it's affordable, but it disqualifies you from the marketplace, then you've told the world you're not ready yet. Not ready for shelves, not ready for bulk orders, not ready for scale. But that's a lie. You are ready. You've got the clients, you've got the data, you've got the pulse of the people. Now what you need is the alignment of infrastructure with your ambition. Infrastructure precedes investment. Let's talk delivery. Because if you've observed anything useful lately, it's that people want the mill to come to them. And this isn't just a convenience. This is a business model. You are in the position now to test a logistics system that serves individuals ordering from home, small businesses placing bulk orders, institutions needing consistent delivery things thrive. And this requires 3 questions. 1, can I take orders online? 2, can I manage fulfillment fast and accurately? 3, can I deliver with consistency that builds trust? This is no longer about flour. It's about trust logistics. If you deliver once, that's luck. If you deliver always, that's business. So where do you begin? Build the website, not as a brochure, as a storefront. List clear product pricing, accept payment, create delivery zones, assign riders, track drops. Pilot this manually if you must. Even if one rider takes 3 orders a day, you're testing the system. That's gold. And let's say the website only gets 10 orders this month. So what? 10 orders, 10 data points. And 10 data points become a prototype for scalability. Everything must start small, but everything must start. You cannot afford to delay your infrastructure just because your volume isn't there yet. You build now so that when demand spikes again, and it will, you are not scrambling. You are ready. VI. Stop calling them ideas. Call them systems. Let's get something straight. You're not dreaming. You're diagnosing. Everything that's come to you, packaging, online sales, vendors, new categories, is not inspiration. It's market feedback disguised as thought. A good idea is only as valuable as the system that follows it. You've said, we noticed customers want doorstep delivery. Good. Now, what is the daily capacity of your delivery system? What are its limits? You've said, supermarkets won't accept our current packaging. Good. Now, what are the specifications of Kenya Bureau of Standards? What machines must be acquired to meet it? You've got the vision. Now, go build the blueprint. This means calling local packaging suppliers to understand cost per unit, pricing custom labeling equipment, or outsourcing branding. Creating tiers, economy for local customers versus premium for supermarkets. Stop using one-size-fits-all thinking for a business that is scaling across classes. Number the SIPT, the mindset shift. Commercial readiness is a behavior many businesses never cross the threshold from local to commercial. Not because they lack customers, but because they never learned how to behave like a commercial entity. That's what this week is about. That's what Saturn is revealing. Saturn doesn't bless volume. It blesses structure. It is asking, can you document what works? Can you respond to decline without desperation? Can you track your wins and turn them into routines? Let me be blunt. Every action that works in your business must become a system. If it's not written, it's not real. If it's not repeatable, it's not ready. If it's not tested under pressure, it won't survive expansion. Turn pressure into planning. You've felt the tension. You've seen the drop. You've wrestled with your packaging. Good. That means you're being invited into real leadership, not to manage what is, but to prepare for what must come. You said you want 500 customers a day. That's possible, But it won't come to the current version of your mill. It will only arrive when your mill becomes a system, a brand, and a delivery engine. So this week's work is simple. 1, list every improvement idea you've had in the last 30 days. 2, select one, only one. 3, define the first test you can run this week to move it from idea to system, whether that's starting a delivery test with 5 local customers, calling 3 packaging suppliers for quotes, beginning the website prototype with clear pricing. Doesn't matter how small. What matters is that you begin to build intentionally, systematically, commercially. Title: The Builder's Mandate, Learning to Construct in the Presence of Pressure. The Law of Return, Revenue Share, not Random Support. Let's talk money. Let's talk value. Let's talk what's fair. Here's the truth. When someone pours into your business, brings you strategic clarity, increases your visibility, supports you spiritually and structurally, they deserve to participate in your growth, not as a taker, but as a partner in return. There is no grace without return, and there is no return without agreement. That's why we don't start with equity. Equity means legal obligations, binding international contracts, oversight, liability, and cost. Most small businesses are not prepared for that weight. They barely have consistent sales reporting. How can they handle shareholder compliance? So we do what's wise. We begin with revenue share. It's flexible, it's earned, it's based on what's already working. If someone helps you grow, you share from the growth. That's why the model begins with 1%, then 2%, increasing quarter by quarter until a 10% cap. You grow, you share. You don't grow, nothing is taken from you. And this is not charity, it's alignment. You're not being taxed. You're investing in the infrastructure that's building you. The 3% logic. When capital enters, so must fairnesses. Let's say in 6 months, you're positioned for outside funding. An investor from within or beyond your country says, "We like your numbers. We like your packaging. Let's talk." You wouldn't be at that table without the advisory, training, energy, and commercial alignment provided by your support system. So what happens? The investor offers $50,000. That's not magic. That came from your groundwork and the groundwork someone helped you lay. And if someone helped you get it, they deserve a finder's fee. That's where the 3% comes in. A finder's fee, standard practice in global business, is the commission paid to the one who connected you to the capital. It's not a favor, it's a reward for positioning. That's what this is. You are not being taken advantage of. You're being called to operate at a professional standard. Those who help you grow deserve to eat from the harvest. From builder to investor, scaling by multiplication. Let's elevate the lens now. You're not just a miller, you're becoming an investor. You're walking into a season where you will bring others into the same infrastructure that grew you. And when you do, when you vouch for someone, when you introduce them, when you help them plant their first foundation, you don't just give for free. You enter into legacy. That means you receive 5% of their revenue, your partner receives 5%. You split the 10% because you both built the road they're walking on. Now you're not just building a business, you're building a network of businesses. You're no longer alone in your growth. You're a principal, a contributor, a multiplier. Let this sink in. The ultimate proof of maturity in business is the ability to multiply others without losing yourself. You don't need a title for this. You don't need paperwork yet. You just need the heart and the commitment. If you bring in 12 and even half stay and grow, you've just created streams of return that fund your future and stabilize your community. This is how movements begin. Pressure testing for partnerships. You want partners? Then pressure test your system. Before anyone else tests it, test it yourself. Can you handle 500 customers a day? Can your team manage packaging requirements without burnout? Can your online systems process, fulfill, and deliver without confusion? Can you provide reporting, inventory, and projections to a commercial partner? Because if you can't, then don't expect investment to fix your problems. Investment magnifies what already exists. It doesn't solve chaos, it expands it. So here's the sequence. 1, systemize the basics: sales, fulfillment, delivery, messaging. 2, pilot growth under pressure. Can you scale without snapping? 3, document your growth and learning so you have proof and not just stories. 4, invite others into the system. Bring others in and watch how it performs for them. 5, split the return. 5% for you, 5% for your partner as they grow through the system. That's structure, that's scale, that's vision. Becoming commercial, the real meaning. To be commercial is not to be big. It's to be ready for scrutiny. It's to be transparent, professional, clear, disciplined, repeatable, scalable, and above all, valuable enough to be trusted at scale. This is what the journey is about, not just for your profit, but for your posture. You're going from hidden to revealed, from private impact to public leadership, from operating under pressure to leveraging pressure for multiplication. We end where we began. Do not respond to pressure, build with it. When energy shifts, mark it. When routines fail, rebuild them. When customers change, listen. When volume drops, systemize. When ideas come, test them. When others grow because of you, receive your return. This is the rhythm of the builder. This is your mandate now. And this is only the beginning.